Ambedkar, but I'll quote Ambedkar in this context. Economically, we are divided, as yesterday one leader said, but more basic, secular and cultural. This way, it is eating into our very body politics. It is not only dividing the persons, but their minds, corrupting their minds. So much so, tomorrow you'll find two differently thinking people on the idea of India. This is not a new thing, but the way ever since the BJP had come into rule, I'm not taking the name, the ruling party had come into it. This division of secular Indians and radical Hindu nationalists has sharpened. The conflict between these two identities form the core of polarization in India. And the greatest threat today to this country is the politics of polarization. This is very important. You are seeing, it's all right. I think I'm little elder to a lot of people in this house. So as an elder brother also I can tell you, today it might pay us. It may pay us in some project. But tomorrow when it reaches the heart and starts corrupting the very body, then you will find two nations, not persons. Persons can be divided, they can be brought together. But the minds will be so divided that they can never be brought together, and India will be totally divided. This I'm not speaking out of politics, please. This I'm speaking to you out of my concern. That is, I said, discard and note. Sir, the majoritarian-backed politics of polarization is the highest during NDA. You must excuse, this is NDTV's hate speech analysis. NDTV hate analysis. There is an increase of 1,013% in hate speeches, of which 80% are Sangh Parivar members. This has been found in the report. And with a heavy heart, as Matra says, I have a heavy heart, I'm trying to tell you what exactly going to happen. We need to correct our own people. I don't want to go into specifics, but it clearly shows the path of hate towards which the BJP government is heading. Hate politics and communal disharmony is against the very idea of India, advocated by Mahatma Gandhi and all other great leaders. Thus, there is an urgent need to bring a special law to tackle the problem of hate speech as recommended by Honorable Supreme Court in Viswanathan Committee. Sir, the partisan attacks, I tell you, the partisan attacks on India's independent political institutions have intensified. Opposition parties have become extremely wary of defending pluralism and secularism, which needs to be done, but not being done. Hatred and violence against minority communities have flared up. Although various actors have launched efforts to counter the country's majoritarian turn and improve civic dialogue, they have failed. Polarization in India is more toxic today than it has been ever in the past. And it shows no signs of abating. We can't also ignore, this does not mean by only talking about this, I'm ignoring the caste division. The division that is possible in the name of caste and the language. That also we must be aware of. The divide over Hindu nationalism is seriously endangering liberal freedoms and pluralist democracy in India. The current wave of polarization has its roots in the colonial and two clashing visions of the idea of India that emerged then. One strain of thinking envisioned the India as a secular nation in which membership was defined not by one's faith but by one's place of birth. The most important proponent of this view was Mahatma Gandhi. Though a devout Hindu himself, Gandhi viewed the Indian nation as a harmonious collection of religious communities. Speaking about the Indian society, I would quote what Patra said, but in this context. Ambedkar ji spoke about this during the federalism, but during the unity that was being tried. We are a multinational nation. We have never been a nation at all. The word nation is not used in the constitution, if you see. It is union of states. And all right, let us go into ideology also. Even if you are talking of a nation, we are trying to build a nation, make a nation out of winning it. How do we do it? We have been 600 nations, sir. And I belong to entirely a different culture known as Dravidian culture. We still have Onam, where we think Bali Chakravarti will come back. Whom you think glorify or gloat over killing him. See, these are differences. We are trying for all these years, centuries, to see that how we can find some kind of unity, a thread of unity in the diversities. When we are making such an effort, you are coming, for example, today morning, one of the most sober and very matured minister here, Labour Minister, when I asked him that the particular member wants to answer in English because he was not able to get the translation free, he said, we'll speak in Hindi only. They can look at translation. See, this kind of attitude must go. This kind of thinking, mind setup should go somewhere. Yes. And this we see it today. And today, southern states don't take them very slowly. I belong to one of the southern states. Though I come from the differently a central state where I can speak Hindi and other things. Lot of people here from Tamil Nadu, Kerala, they don't understand your Hindi at all. Try to accommodate them. Their culture is different from you, my dress is different from you, my food is different from you, my marriage is different from you, my entire thing is different from you. And we want to be one because we've been brought in and we are trying to do it. This is what exactly is under threat today. Yes. So, Ambedkar, if you read him, what he says is, my ideal would be a society based on liberty, equality, and fraternity. He stressed on that fraternity. Democracy is not merely a form of government. Only because you have a power, you are taking away all the powers of the state government and still say we are running the government and we have the figures. And I congratulate Sarkarji. Just now he spoke from West Bengal, Jawahar Sarkar. He punctured every statistics of yours. Statistics are static tricks. These static tricks of yours have been punctured by him here when he quoted you. One by one points where they have gone down, although you have been claiming to be bored. I'm not getting into it. Here I'm telling you, democracy is not merely a form of government. It is primarily a mode of associated living. How you live and how you take us all together is important, which we have never seen in the BJP. If a chief minister from Telangana writes to a letter asking people to revolt against the center, taking plows in their hands, and it comes in the entire banners, and new special issues are taken out. Why did this pass? Why did we come to that kind of a pass where a chief minister has to be betrayed against you? He was speaking on agriculture, no doubt, about the agricultural distress. He was speaking about federalism, no doubt, because you are trying to take away his powers. But he was also speaking about your mindset, because he has been very close to you. He has been acting, we have been voting in, today we have decided we should not be with you, we shall never be with you. Why? Why this pass? Why this kind of a change? You must ask yourself, not ask we ourselves. Whatever it is, as far as RPS said, Article 5 of the Indian Constitution deals with the provisions related to citizenship. The BJP government has attempted to destroy the secular nature of the Indian Constitution by changing the citizenship law on communal rights through the passage of CAA and NRC. See, this is what exactly we are trying to talk to. You might have passed the bill. People might have protested, might have told you, but you are not taking recourse to it. Sir, whatever it is, this is taking me to the center trying to take usurp all the powers. Third, federal structure is also under threat, like the very idea of India. The central government, through the passage of several bills, is trying to destroy the essence of Indian federalism. Although the word federalism is not there, but we think we are a federal government and we strongly believe it is a federal government. The proposed legislation not only takes away the power, I'm quoting to you, I give you an example of electricity power bill, which is coming. Sir, that legislation, the proposed legislation, not only takes away the power vested in the state government, but also give an undue advantage to those states that have the BJP government as the ruling party. Please look into the clauses, you'll find. I would have asked Patra to make a study and tell you. One size fits all central scheme with centralization decision making with no choice for states to implement is relevant and useful to analyze. This is what exactly is happening. As I said, The proposed amendment in electricity bill allows the entry of private players in the power sector. The amendment seeks to improve the economic efficiency of power distributors. It is likely to have negative repercussions for consumers and state-owned power outlets alike. The private entrants will supply power through the infrastructure developed by the state-owned PSUs, while the profit-making areas will be poached by the private players. The obligation to provide the electricity to rural areas will solely fall on the state-owned distribution. This is the electricity bill which is coming. Since the creation of our state, Telangana, the power capacity has increased multiple. It is further expected that within the next few years, the installed capacity of the state will go to 10,000 megawatts. The effective governance shown by TRS party in Telangana has not only electrified villages, but also provided quality assurance. I'm not trying to score a point here. What I'm trying to tell you, the states are doing their best. When they are doing best, we are giving free power 24 hours into 7 to our farmers free. Now this bill will attempt to put meters at every pump set, which means that the threat lingering on these people, lingering over our farmers, that one day or the other, the meters will be read. So, I just not talked about South India, but please understand my spirit of my agony, not the words. The South states are being ignored, according to me. The central government's persistent efforts to sideline southern states in the distribution of tax revenues is evident. The South Indian states have taken numerous policy measures to ensure population control and collecting a higher portion of taxes. However, the distribution of funds to states by the BJP-led central government fails to provide any incentives to states who have performed well economically. Our state of Telangana expected 38 odd crore grant in aid from the 2021-22. But budget, however, we received only a meager amount of 5,155 crore. I am quoting this only as an example to you. Sir, I would like to state Telangana is the fourth largest contributor to the exchequer center. We are the fourth largest, except after Calcutta and Bombay and other things. Sir, but what is happening in non-allocation? The Telangana doesn't get a single institution, sir. Although the State TRS Act provides for certain institution, names certain institution which will go to Telangana, but they have not come. We have been writing letters on that. The discrimination and neglect of Telangana are blatant in the distribution of higher education institutions like IITs, IIM, and Navodaya Vidyalaya. I quote and tell you, while all the states in the country got an institution, the Telangana government drew blank. 7 IIMs, 7 IITs, 4 NITs, 16 IITs, 3 triple IITs, and 175 medical colleges are allotted to various states. Telangana drew blank. So, thus, Indian federal structure is under threat. Now, this takes me to the crisis the farmers are facing. Our Chief Minister writes a letter to the Prime Minister. Now, we have had a bitter experience of 11 months agitation by the farmers of Punjab. It is not the farmers of Punjab. Perhaps it has happened somewhere near Punjab and Delhi. All the farming community was at best with them. Their hearts were with them. What happened? The farm bills you have brought without consulting the states. And agriculture subject, we have said this during the farm bills also. This subject of agriculture belongs to state. And not only violating the constitutional provision, your audacity is so much that you allowed 11 months and 700 people to die. There is not a single word and mention in the the speech. 14 months, not a single mention about it. This is what exactly bothers us. We in Telangana, we are today second largest producers of grain after Punjab. That we have attained because of our irrigation facilities and the power, and naturally the farmer. And we go to this side of the farmers who are on agitation. Sir, The center passed the farm laws without consultation with the state government. These acts were against the federal structure of the country, as agriculture belongs to falls under the list of the state. Furthermore, these acts neglect the long-standing demands of the farmers that sought implementation of legal regime of MSP. Although you have asked them to regime, you have promised MSP. The other day, there is no mention about MSP law. There is no legal backing to law. And even the speech does not make any issue after so much of a big agitation. So that brings to me their love for agriculture. In the a day before 2016 budget, Modi ji announced that he will double the incomes of the farmers. I don't know whether he has doubled it or not, but he has certainly doubled the costs of the inputs. Today the costs of inputs have gone up according to your own statistics. They have gone up. And you are saying that you have doubled is just but a joke. The allocation of funds from the union budget has substantially declined and reached less than 2% at one stage. Understand this, what is happening. Today the growth rate is 3.9. If you want to reach the double figure, you must go to 12% to 14% growth rate. Where is 12 and 14? And where is the 3 point down this year? Otherwise, you would never reach it 3.3. The year that you reached it was 3.3.
Mani Dr. Keshava ji, your time is already over.
Oh, then I'll have to go very important, sir. One is the important, no, I'll take 1 minute, I'll take 2 minutes. Sir, employment, everybody, the world knew the employment is the greatest challenge that the nation was having. But is there a single mention about unemployment in this, sir? Why? That means you are totally blind. You are totally oblivious of what is exactly is needed in this country and what the people are asking for. So, see the employment, I'll say, closure of business houses, and because I head one of the standing committees which is concerned with industry, MSMEs, which is the employment giver. Closure of business houses and laying off of employees has led to sharp increase in unemployment rate. India's unemployment rate went up to 7.94% in 2021. In urban areas, it reached 9.30% in December 21, while in rural areas it went up to 72. So it is important to note that the unemployment rate was already quite high, 6.3 even before the advent of COVID. So you can't take the excuse of COVID at this point of time. I'll not, the procession of unemployment can be understood, sir. People still say that we have 11 lakh vacancies in the jobs. And what is taken out today is 60 lakhs. Believe me, it is not 7 lakh. 60 lakhs, this unorganized sector also need to be taken into consideration. 60 lakhs of people have gone out of the jobs in this area. It is much more. You see, as I said, there is not a single agency which can gather with credibility what exactly is the position today in the country. Sir, this takes me to the one sentence is about a failure to make in India. Is a scheme, it is a slogan, it is Jumla. All that make in India is a manufacturing unit that you are asking. MSM is a manufacturing unit. It is manufacturing units which are in lakhs with us. We are giving 11 lakh jobs there. And you should have encouraged them. And what yesterday the minister says is the credit guarantee scheme is there for the last 4 years. You only brought it, I'm telling you, agreed. But still don't quote as your speech quote.
Please conclude now.
Sir, last is our chief minister, not out of frustration, after very thoughtful hours, has decided to throw open the idea of searching for a new constitution for this country. Because we know, under you, even the basic structure of secularism, basic structure of our commitment to the nation, a basic structure like governor's office, like this state list, and also the directive principles which need
Thank you, Dr. Keshava, please.
Are under threat. So he has thrown open.
Please.
With all respect,
Thank you.
I respect you and you are a senior member. You know me also. I know you nearly 40, 50 years. If you speak changing of the constitution and we are the first people to oppose it.
Yeah.
You can suggest for amendment,
Thank you.
but you can't say that the
Thank you.
basic constitution is
Thank you,
going to
Honorable
change.
Lady. Please conclude.
And they want to do it.
I thank
And
him.
it is a favorable
I
to them.
thank him.
The
Nobody-
RSS people want change of
Please.
constitution.
Please.
They demanded, Bhagwat
Today-
demanded.
today
and
the
if
Congress-
you say, speak on the same tune, we are not going to agree.
The Congress
and we'll
leader
fight
today
with
wants
tooth and nail.
sees no need for a constitution. I've never said it will be just.
Please conclude, Dr. Keshava
This is
ji.
one thing.
Dr.
which will
Keshava ji,
shown to
please,
you.
please.
You agree or don't agree?
Please conclude. Please
No, no.
conclude. Please
I'm
conclude.
telling you. So we are giving it. We are saying it. We have tried all. We have gone 105 amendments, Mr. Chairman, sir.
Thank you.
105 amendments. They have not satisfied. So one idea has come. Why don't you go on for changes?
Thank you.
I also
Thank
think
you.
What exactly?
Thank you, Dr. Keshava ji.
So this is the new
Thank you.
constitution that we have
Thank
said
you.
that we had proposed to the nation for
Thank
a
you,
debate,
Dr. Keshava ji.
for a discussion, not for acceptance.
Thank you.
Debating.
Thank you. Time
Thank
is
you
over.
very much.
Thank you. माननीय सदस्यगण, दो माननीय वरिष्ठ सदस्यों के आग्रह आए हैं, वो कल और आगे नहीं उपलब्ध रहने वाले हैं, इसलिए आप सबकी सहमति हो तो मैं माननीय दिग्विजय सिंह जी, उसके बाद श्री कामाख्या प्रसाद तासा को बोलने के लिए आमंत्रित करना चाहूंगा। माननीय दिग्विजय सिंह जी।
सभापति महोदय, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।